Guys, it's ENOS-GAMING, and today's video, we're going to do things a little different. I'm going to be talking about why I think Albert should have been the main villain in Lupin the Third Part 5. When we first see Albert, he's sitting in a room at a computer reading something about the Lupin game. And he goes, if only 10% of people are playing, that's still 10 million people tracking him or something like that. Now, when you see Albert, the way they try to introduce his character as somebody menacing, somebody who is very skilled and dangerous. And then when we finally get Albert's story arc, he was in 4 episodes for his story arc, which was, and his name was Albert. Yeah, that was it. That was what it was called. His name was Albert, or his name is Albert. Who has the black notebook? The man who abandoned Lupin, and Thief and Thief. And those are very good stories, in my opinion. Those are 4 of the best episodes, I think, in Part 5. The best story arc in Part 5. Now, when we first have Lupin confronting Albert, he's dressed as one of Lupin's old friends. And Lupin believes, oh, he's actually talking to one of his old friends. And he's like, yeah, I have a job for you. I want you to achieve or get me the black notebook. And if you do, here's your prize, Napoleon's Bible. Now, Lupin, believing this is his friend, actually goes and gets the black notebook. Him and Jigen go to meet up with his friend just to find out he's been dead for a while now. Lupin, trying to figure out what's going on, finds out the black notebook that he has is actually a fake. So he looks at it, and then he realizes on the black notebook, Albert's name has been written on it. So Jigen goes, who the heck is Albert? And Lupin turns around and goes, he was the man who abandoned Lupin. Now, you find out Lupin and Albert have a history together. They actually knew each other back when Lupin was starting off as a thief. They were both trying to be the best of the best. Lupin over here trying to take the title the Third, while Albert was also trying to. That's what they imply, at least. But then Albert decides to go out on his own, and Lupin says, well, then I'll be taking the title of the Third for myself. And Lupin becomes the world's greatest thief, Lupin the Third. Albert ends up becoming a cop who works for the French police department. And then you find out that secretly he's been he's this big bad villain. And it's like, yes, a villain that's just as skilled as Lupin, just as smart, possibly even smarter. He can outsmart the outsmarterer. And they end up making him and Lupin allies, which I don't have an issue with that. I think he was a good character. I do like the way they introduce his character. I like the way his story arc ends. I like the way his story arc starts. His character is just really good. It's just, I personally think he should have been the main villain in Part 5. Endo was a great villain. Endo was. But Albert should have been the main villain for the reason that he was just as skilled and just as smart. I want to see more villains like that in Lupin. I feel like if they make a movie or a series with a villain that actually can outsmart Lupin, one of the rare villains that actually knows how to beat Lupin. He knows Lupin better than anyone, better than Fujiko, better than Jigen, better than Zenigata, better than Goemon, better than all these characters. He knows Lupin better than Lupin knows himself. That would be an interesting story. I would love to see that, and I'm sure a lot of fans would love to see that. But it's just, they don't do that. They always use the same formulas, like, Lupin has to come up against the Nazis. Lupin has to come up against an alien named Mamo. Lupin has to come up against this. He has to come up against that. Wait, didn't he already fight that in another movie? Wait a minute, I know that character. They were so-and-so. But instead of bringing in a new character, they bring in that guy. Oh, wait, that guy's dead. Okay. Oh, let's bring in a new character, but let's make him this. Oh, I have an idea. Let's make Albert. Let's make him just as smart, just as skilled, possibly even better at everything Lupin does. He will be Lupin's ally, but introduced as a villain, but then become an ally. Okay, I have no problem with them doing that. I think they did it in a really awesome, amazing way, but it's just, I would really like to see Lupin have a villain that's just as smart and skilled as him. Somebody that can actually get to Lupin's head, somebody that can actually torment him, taunt him, somebody that can actually beat him. Like, obviously, Lupin will find a way to beat them because of how smart Lupin is. But I just want a movie where Lupin is so skilled at what he does is that he knows how to, you know, or not, they know how to beat Lupin. They know his weaknesses. They know his strengths. They know his weaknesses. They know what type of women he likes. They know what type of friends he has. They know his friends' weaknesses. They know his friends' strengths. They know how to torture them. They know how to do all these things. I don't care if that's a male, a female. I don't care. I just want a villain like that. Someone who can actually get to Lupin like that. And Albert could have been that character. He almost was that character, but then they made him an ally, which again, I have no problem with them doing that. But I just want more stories with characters like Albert as the villain. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Let me know what you think about Albert. I think the next video I'll do, maybe not the next one, but I think I will do this in the future, is why I think a Spy Family and Lupin the Third crossover needs to happen. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.